Hi guys, Yasmo here, and today I'm gonna be going over the heist information. The league looks pretty promising, and there's actually this time we have like a breakdown of when we can expect certain announcements. So on Sunday we're gonna find out what are the challenge rewards going to be. On Monday we'll see the balance manifesto. On Tuesday, so actually pretty early, we'll see the patch notes, and there'll be like item filter and passive tree updates. And then on Wednesday we'll see all of the gems, the new gems that are introduced, and I think it's gonna be like a fuck ton because they're gonna post all of the alternative quality gems. And then on Thursday, launch info, and maybe you'll be able to like download it, pre-download something, and then on Friday the heist launches. So as far as the official news and everything goes, I've been following the release trailer and some FAQs and stuff like that, and I really like the concept of the league. I really like how you can get immersed into the whole league. For those of you that don't know, I will put like an official link to the trailer in the description with the dev commentary. Basically, heist, just as it says, you find items that are kind of like maps that allow you to go on a heist, and then you also find marks. There should be heist markers, there we go. And when you find a heist marker, it creates a portal to Rogue Harbor, which is like another town that you can hire rogues and in that town, and the rogues will help you with like lockpicking, demolishing, transporting you for like whatever you need to do in the heist. So they will be doing like the cool shit, and you will be just like running along killing the monsters like you usually do, and it's gonna be very similar to a map. However, at the end of that map, there's gonna be like a treasure to steal, and if you steal that treasure, then alarm will trigger, or maybe even earlier if you like do too much noise and stuff. If you like open too many chests along the way and stuff like that, alarm will trigger, and then the guards will come and you have to ditch. And if you manage to escape with that item, then it's yours. If you get caught, aka you die, then you lose that item, which is really cool because it's like introducing a hardcore element into softcore. I really like that approach. And basically you do these heists and you can make them harder, like with map modifiers and so on, because heists are maps kind of like, but you can do them much earlier. That's a really cool news for like casual players. You can definitely experience like a lot of what heist has to offer, if not all of it, at the lower levels, and you can level through heist. You're gonna still have to like complete the story to get your like passive skill points and stuff like that and access the maps, but you can do a lot of the stuff in the heist early on before leveling. I'm probably gonna wait until I finish the story because I'm just gonna rush through the story and then make some currency and then engage with the heist, because it's like, what's the point of like wasting time going through the story while I'm higher level? But anyway, it's a really cool idea for the newer and for the casual players. The contracts are the heist, so you can see here there's just like the kind of like a map. It can be normal, magic, or rare, and it can have extra modifiers just like on a normal map. Like magic packs have bloodline mode, more magic monsters, stuff like that. But it can also have like where are some of the There were some of the mods that were like only specific to heist, like alarm, triggers, blah blah blah, something, you know, like only specific to these. There are definitely things like that. And then normal blueprint, magic blueprint, rare blueprint. Yeah, 30% increased raising of alert level from monsters, whatever. Patrolling monsters deal increased damage. So you will find these blueprints, and if you have enough of these blueprints, I think you do like a grand heist. And in a grand heist, you will have better rewards that you can steal at the end, and these are going to include the alternative counterfeit uniques, the alternative gems, the alternative new bases for items, things like that. Also, there are trinkets introduced, so there are going to be trinkets which are like kind of a new item slot in your inventory. The cool thing about trinkets is that they are in your inventory but don't take up another slot, like talisman, which take up a slot of your necklace, and then blight enchantments was like on the rings. And then before that there were also breach rings, but this is like a completely separate slot. They had it located somewhere like on the bottom left, and you put the trinket into it, and these trinkets only do stuff for the heist. And there are some really cool things, like for example 36% chance for regal orbs to be replaced with exalted orbs in heist. So if you like roll other modifiers that increase the chance for monsters to drop currency items, then that would be something really cool that you could wear and just get a bunch more exalts that way. This is really cool concept in terms of like you can kind of target and affect the drops that you're gonna be getting through these trinkets, and then I definitely like that. Another thing we have is skill gems. So skill gems, there are so many things with skill gems. There are new skills that are going to be these like void sphere, flame wall, so you can like create a void sphere, and it's basically like a black hole that will suck the monsters in. It sounds way cooler than it actually is. I think it has a certain cooldown, and you cannot just spam it unless there is some way of bypassing that through like cooldown reduction and things like that. If there isn't, then it's kind of lame, and it sucks everything in. And I'm not sure if the monsters actually drop items, because it sounds like it sucks everything in, and the monsters don't even drop items. So I don't know, like that's the impression I got from when they were saying like it sucks in everything and nothing is left after that, you know. So maybe it doesn't even leave items, I don't know, but it doesn't sound that good in practice. It seems like too slow and wouldn't do that well. Then we have a flame wall. Basically you put a flame wall and then you can shoot, and then your bullets will light on fire. So if you're doing like a tornado shot or something like that, something with like a split arrow, whatever, like that shoots a lot of arrows, you can make your arrows do additional fire damage, and it allows all of the projectiles passing through to deal extra fire damage. That means you can have like an ally, a friend with you, and let's say you're going melee but you have this, or like one of you is doing like spectral throw and one is like a bow skill, and both of you can benefit from that wall. So this is cool for like a party play and stuff like that as well, or for like a slower play style. Blazing Salvo fires a bunch of fire projectiles. Okay, Blazing Salvo releases a volley of fiery mortars. Oh, this was actually pretty good mechanically. Like it seems like if you target enemies close, then they will land with an overlap, so that would give you a good single target. You just need to be close to it, and if you fire further away, it spreads around, so better AoE. So that sounds like it could be a very good universal skill that I'm probably going to play with. This is going to be like one of the skills that I'm actually probably going to play with, because it sounds really good. Like anything that can shotgun is potentially very good. I definitely like how versatile this can be, and maybe this could work with mines as well. But it really depends. So this sounds very nice because it overlaps, right? That's why mines might be really good with it. They are also reworking curses a little bit. So they relabeled some curses as hexes, and then other curses will be like marks. And the one good thing that they're doing, I think, that boosts curses more than anything else, and I'm not sure if this is where I saw a post about this. I think it might be somewhere here. Let's see, curse skills info, there we go. Yeah. So you will see that marks, this is the biggest change, I think, like by far, that marks apply debuff, blah blah blah. We're aiming to move marks toward being more dexterity aligned as a mechanic. So these passives are closer to ranger tree, and curses that are considered marks are Warlord's Mark, Poacher's Mark, Assassin's Mark, and Sniper's Mark, which is the reworked projectile weakness. And all of that, where is it? Existing marks. All mark curses have been rebalanced to be more suitable for single target. In addition, the curse penalty that is found on many bosses in the endgame no longer applies to marks. This is insane. This means you can use curses of only these marks to the full power on the monsters, which means I will probably try to figure out a way to make an occultist that uses marks, even though the marks are supposed to be like dexterity based, but I'll still probably try to somehow make an occultist that uses these marks, because this is like, for the first time, curses might actually be good for single target. It's also a huge buff for like out of curse on hit. It's a huge buff for some like curse on hit. So it's actually going to be very powerful to be like a bow character, like a bow build that uses a couple of marks on hit, so it's gonna be worth like investing into extra curse somewhere on your gear or the passive skill tree. So that's very, very nice. Curses actually are getting buffed. The other things about the curses that everybody's excited about, or like they are trying to push, I guess, is all of the like impending doom. I think they're showing the footage here, like you curse, and then if the curse expires, then the monsters are going to explode. And if you cast it twice, then you're overriding the first curse, and that means you're instantly making them explode. But I don't know for how much. I mean, it seems like just double cast to explode things, and you can get explosions from other things easier. But it's a cool mechanic. I'm sure people will make a decent build about it, but that's like extra clear, right? But that's not the change I'm excited about. The change I am excited about is the single target like being viable for curses. This is very, very good. Okay, so let's continue with the skills. Basically, the steel skills, the lancing steel and shattered steel are reworked to have like an ammo system. So basically you have like a bunch of shards around you and then you shoot them and then they like reload, something like that. So they're gonna be a bit more powerful probably, and probably also decent. There's going to be like there's a gameplay video for this. Okay, let's check out the gameplay video. Let's do... So this is it looks like it does a lot of like splitting. It does like a lot of forking, right? It looks like it does a lot of forking. It's pretty interesting. It doesn't look too good mechanically. I mean, if you add like extra fork or extra chain stuff to them, they're probably gonna be good. So maybe like a Deadeye character could work pretty well with this. But yeah, it relies on the ammo a little bit, so I don't know. We'll see. Other things, new uniques. So we have Chains of Emancipation. That's one of the new uniques, and this is a chain belt. Life, Chaos Res, enemy hits inflict temporal chains on you. When you lose temporal chains, you gain maximum rage, immune to curses where you have at least 25. This is very weird. So enemy hits inflict temporal chains on you. When you lose temporal chains, you gain maximum rage. And then you're immune to curses while the rage is still pretty high. How do you even make this work? Because it's enemy hits inflict temporal chains, so you cannot make it like automatic by like hitting yourself with some item, with the rings or with the helmet or whatever. So you cannot like chain it yourself. So you actually have to get hit by monsters, which means you make like an armor resistance armor based character, like no avoidance. Because blocked hits, even with the glancing blows, don't count as being hit for certain things, so maybe it doesn't for this either. And then, like, so when you lose the temporal, so you want to lose it immediately. So you want to have something that removes it. So like a flask. So you want to have like a setup of rotations of flasks. This is very complicated. You have to have some kind of mechanic of losing curses that you can trigger on demand instantly, preferably automatically, but that it doesn't make you immune, because if you're immune, then you never get cursed, then you never gain the bonus. Very difficult. So another new unique, Actum. What is this? This is like a axe, has no sockets, a lot of increased fist damage. You have no intelligence. Crits and crit strike chance is for the 28% with hits with this weapon. 28%. Okay, that's not too exciting. Like, yeah, that's like a bunch of crit for free. And if you have some crit multi from something else, then maybe that would work together. But you have no intelligence, which means that's gonna be... Yeah, so like you also would like to play maybe blood magic character, because you have so low mana and so low mana regen. So probably like a blood magic character. This is very weird item. Like I don't think this is... The fact that it has no sockets doesn't mean much, yeah? But I don't think this is very good. I don't know, it doesn't seem that good. Other things that have been released are new bases. So we have like a bow that has a flat fire damage implicit. Basically, instead of dealing majority fist damage, it has majority fire damage. We have elemental overload on a scepter. That is crazy. That is just crazy for certain characters. The fact that it's a scepter is maybe not too good. Not for all characters it's gonna be great to rely on a scepter. It would be like way more broken if it was on like a piece of gear like gloves or ring or helmet or chest or anything other than a weapon would be very powerful, but you are pretty much pigeonholed into a weapon. Then that means you're kind of like relying on spells, right? So you're relying on like a spellcaster. But then the reason why you would like it is because you don't have to go to the elemental overload on the tree, which the only class I can like reasonably think it would help a lot would be Marauder. So Chieftain, if a Chieftain wants to rely on like not going anywhere near that part of the tree, which usually they would go not that far from it, so you save like four points, maybe like four or 5 points. That's like, I guess that's very good. I guess 4 or 5 points, that's very, very good for an implicit. It's better than 40% increased damage, so I think that's pretty good actually. Because if you want to play like a duelist or ranger, then you're not really gonna be a spellcaster because they don't have that many they don't really support spellcasting playstyle, right? Maybe Pathfinder, maybe you could be like a Pathfinder spellcaster. That could maybe work. Yeah. Let's see what else we have. Sword base type, 100% fist conversion to random element. I don't find that interesting or good. It's just a random element, so that doesn't. Yeah, I don't like that at all. Then we have alternate gem quality effects. This is a huge one. So there are certain things that completely change the gems. Certain things are like, it's a very minor change, whatever, we don't care about it. But there are certain things that are huge. So for example, Plague Bearer, normally it is, what does Plague Bearer normally do? Let's check it out. So Plague Bearer PoE wiki. Let's check Plague Bearer. It normally does increased area of effect. Okay, AoE is good. AoE is very good. But at some point you're gonna have more AoE than you need. At some point you're gonna have enough AoE. So this is actually pretty good, right? Flame Blast, 2% fire to chaos conversion, 1% chance to poison on hit per quality. Wow. Okay, so 5% chance to ignite for each stage. Okay, how many stages are there? Up to 10 stages. So up to 50% chance to ignite, 3% radius per each stage, 40% of, oh, this is it, 40% of fire damage converted to chaos damage. Okay, so we can actually do Flame Blast poison. There are weapons if you check at the PoE wiki. Okay, so let's do damage conversion. Damage conversion converted to chaos, and let's look at this. Consuming dark. So this one converts 30% of fire damage to chaos damage, which means with 2 of those you convert 100%. Infernal Mantle also converts 15% of fire damage to chaos. So basically, let's assume you need 2 consuming darks. They're pretty good because they give you the 100% chance to poison, and they give you full conversion together with the quality version of that gem, increased fire damage, and +1 level of all fire skill gems, which means you're getting +2. So that's pretty good for a build enabling unique. So you get 2 of those, and you get this Flame Blast, and you have 100% of fire damage converted to chaos damage. Now you don't care about Reflect because you're dealing 100% of chaos, unless you have like added lightning or added cold. 110% more spell damage for each stage. This is insane. This is an insane amount of damage. Yeah. So, and then this is gonna poison. 5%, 50% chance to ignite. So this is gonna ignite and poison. Wow, I might do this. This is crazy. I wanted to do, the reason why I knew right away to find how to find this item is because I was actually thinking of making a build that converts all of the fire to chaos. This kind of locks you into one skill, into Flame Blast, which I don't know if I like Flame Blast or not. I don't like channeling skills that much. But the fact that it ignites and poisons is massive, because with skills that you want to do like one huge slam, you are going to sometimes have stragglers and you don't want to recast the skill just to kill them, but the dots are gonna kill them, and you basically scale it. Oh my god, this is crazy. Yeah, so you scale damage over time with this kind of, right? So you can do like massive poison and ignite, and then maybe if you can get proliferation on both, that could be really nice. This is a really nice build project to do. What else do we have? Anger, 1% burning damage to your, okay, Ancestral War Chief. So like increased damage with ailments per quality. This is like a very generic thing, just okay, a bit different playstyle. Maybe you care about bleeds and stuff like that. But the real cool things are like Blade Vortex leeching, right? Like free leech pretty much on Blade Vortex. No, it's not free, but yeah, it's very, very nice. Rain of Arrows, charge debuff. Shock, a conversion, increased movement speed, additional chains per quality. That's nice. So that's gonna be 2 additional chains, right? Because 10 would be 1, so 2 additional chains for Sharpened Ballista. That's interesting. Kinetic Bolt, 5% chance for minions to taunt on hit per quality, 0.5 taunt. Crit multi per 100 maximum ES on shield per... Oh my god. Wasn't there already like a cluster jewel that gave you crit multi per maximum ES on shield? That's gonna be like a thing, like massive crit multi with like a shield that has like insane amount of ES. Someone's gonna make like a 500 ES shield. Summon Skeletons, that's the one that I really liked, because 5% chance times 20 means 100. That means you have a 100% chance to summon a Skeleton Archer instead of Skeletal Warrior, and you can control how many of each you have, so you can pretty much build your whatever, right? So 100% chance to summon a Skeleton Archer instead of Skeleton Warrior. Oh, but it summons 3 only of those. I see. It's not all of them. It's only the warriors that are the archers instead. That's not that good then, because you're not actually completely changing the entire skill. You're just changing a part of it, right? But maybe there is also... Wasn't there like a threshold jewel or something that changed the skeletons to archers? But maybe it changed warriors as well. I'm not sure. I would have to look into that. But those are the types that I really like. Archmage, custom crit support, multi-strike, reduced attack speed, increased AoE, replica uniques. So replica uniques are gonna be another thing that people are gonna want to build around. AoE increased after use, slot ally damage, toxic rain, chaos damage, perfect agony, jug and charge gain, lose 2% life. This was the crazy one. Yeah, so this one has 6 abyssal sockets. This is absolutely crazy. Like, this is so insane, like absolutely insane. You're going to be able to add so much flat damage to builds that struggle with flat damage. So for example, if there's a nerfed skill that is not so powerful anymore, like Tornado Shot for example, which does a lot of hits and benefits a lot from added damage, then this is a crazy item for that. You're gonna be able to have like a crazy tornado, because keep in mind that this is also a lot of life, right? Because you can have like a bunch of life. What is like 30 something life times 6, right? You can have a pretty huge amount of life on this item, together with whatever stat you want. You can have like 3 added damage mods, you can have crit multi, you can have so many crazy things, and you can make a build that has like, I don't know, like normally you can find like certain amount of like certain like 2% chance to do something, right, on hit or whatever. And if you stack enough Abyssal Jewels, that becomes very, very powerful, because you can suddenly get to like 20% chance on hit, and therefore you do it like every pack, whatever that effect is, like whether it's like gaining onslaught, whether it's hindering, whether it's something else, or shocking or igniting or whatever. So this is very, very powerful. So I'm definitely excited for the league. This is gonna be great league, and I think I'm gonna be playing it for a while, because the whole league mechanic, like last league, the league mechanic didn't really matter that much. What mattered is the crafting, right? The reward that is the crafting. This time we have cool rewards. We have all kinds of new rewards that can completely change how you play the game, that can be completely broken, and I bet there's going to be so many things that are going to be unbalanced between all the alternate uniques and skill gems. That for sure we're going to see some busted builds. But the cool part is that the league mechanic itself is like engaging system that you can just play on its own over and over and over and repeat it. So that's going to be really cool. So this is cool. I'm going to definitely follow up with the video about some of these things, especially like after the patch notes. I'll make a video. And other than that, I am planning to do like a beginner friendly leveling guide that will be released before this league. I'm also going to update my loot filter that I'm using can be always found on my Patreon page, and for Patreon supporters they can use the loot filter that I'm using, but it's gonna be updated for Heist as well as soon as there's the new item filter information released. And yeah, look out for the guide that's gonna be coming in the next couple of days. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.